Let's talk about Twitter now. I don't know if you all have heard or if any of you, again, watching us on Facebook Live, do you care that Twitter, I mean, this is a social platform that I use every day, but it's always been that on social media, on Twitter specifically, you can only use 140 characters. How many are we allowed to use now, ladies?
I'm so excited.
140 now, 280.
Well, now for some people, it's a test,
yeah,
and only some people
try
out
and
there.
see if I can actually tweet something
So
else.
double that, 280. When I talked to Rob earlier about this, I'm like, so Rob, this is cool, because for a long time it's like, gosh, having to cram your thought sometimes into 140 characters is really stressful, because if it's 141 or 150, you're like, okay, what's a synonym for happy? Because that's just too long. It's like, it's too much thinking. Let me just write it, you know.
But
Rob was like,
I never creative
have,
though.
It forced you to be creative and think concisely, or at least write concisely.
Yep.
And Rob was saying he doesn't have that much to say every single time. You don't have to hit the 280 mark every single time, but it is an option. For some right now, they're testing it, and if it works, they're going to roll it out to everyone.
Yeah, I hope it does not work. I'm one of those people who don't want it. This
like
is why
too much.
It's too much chatter. One, we can't even sit down and watch the full 60-second video on Instagram. And if you do, people are like, I watched the full 60 seconds.
You caught my attention for the full minute.
The whole minute. So think about when you scroll past someone's tweet and it's just a lot. They're doing the most.
You just skip over
right,
it.
you just skip over it. I feel like the people who want to use the full 280 are the people who shouldn't even be on Twitter in the first place. And it's usually
like,
the people with the trout, avies, the bald
egg.
An egg, or the anime.
Describe what you mean by the
I have
avies.
no
Or
idea
the
what you're talking about.
avatar, like the picture that shows
Profile
up
pic.
when you log into your own account. So I'm not really on board with this, because I feel like people are just going to purposely be doing the
But I
most.
wonder why they're doing this. Are they trying to appeal to another generation? You know, the Snapchat generation, the Instagram generation, you know, everything is based on a photo. Now you can actually say something without being cut off.
What?
280 characters. But
I think after they're trying to switch it, change it, rearrange it, I would think.
Yeah.
Right? They're trying to say, okay, we've been doing this 140 character thing. They have probably heard, because I've heard it in my own conversations with people, 140 characters, gosh, can we just get some more? I could see if they made it 200 characters,
Yeah.
give us an extra 60, but to say 280, now you're right. You are right. When I'm thinking about Twitter now, you're going to see a bunch of paragraphs, because people, especially right now, have a lot to say.
Hey, they have the
everyone
mute
has an
button.
opinion. There is a mute
You
button.
can mute.
But here's the thing, you still can't edit your tweet. So what you tweet is what you tweet unless you delete it, and then you either have to copy it, paste it, and then make your changes, or you delete it and start over again, which is kind of annoying. So I wish they would roll out the edit feature. You can edit everywhere else, like you were
can
saying
edit
earlier.
on Instagram, you can edit on Facebook. I'm
We
still
are
stuck
perfect.
on, I need these apps, and whoever the app gods may be. Can I just keep listening to my music on YouTube when I go into another app?
You do, but you have to pay for it.
You have to
I
pay
think it's
for
YouTube
it.
Red.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
Well, see,
so
you
we
gotta
digress.
pay
We're talking
for
about
it.
something else.
Good
We don't
idea.
pay for Twitter, so this is
It
great.
should be like this. If you
Business.
want access to the 280 character limit on Twitter, you should be able to pay for it. Because again,
'Cause I wouldn't.
this is going to be people doing the most. And I bet you if they charge you, you will be like, oh, I'm just going to make these 140 characters work.
Oh, 140 characters
I'll make-
is
it's fine.
just
I'll make it work.
dandy.
It's
I
just
don't
fine.
I don't need the 280 characters,
Girl.
but I will take them if they're free.
But what are you going to
That's-
say? Like, Megan, what you going to be saying?
Okay.
I wouldn't pay for it.
What you gonna say?
Oh, yeah. I just wouldn't
Here.
have to think as
Right.
hard as condensing.
But you know
It's-
what,
it's a
Megan,
lot.
you
That's
can
all it
honestly
is.
write a whole paragraph in your notepad on Apple and then take a picture of it and then post it as a photo.
I
and
never
then
have that
write
much
your
to say.
little notes on
You're
there.
right.
So there's always a loophole around it. So there's no need to have 280 characters
right.
when you just need 140. When everyone just wants photos anyway. No one
No,
wants
but
to
that's
scroll
not
down
true.
and read
When it
everything.
comes to Twitter, that's not true. I find
For
myself
some
not.
information.
I find myself not posting. Like if I post a photo to Instagram, I don't automatically hit like, oh, push that to Twitter. I feel as though Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook are very different platforms.
Oh, I push my stuff to everything.
I don't get, and then I don't
Go
take the time
to
to.
everything.
If I see one of your tweets, and this isn't like an actual story, but if I were to see someone's tweets where it had like you had to click the link where it says Instagram, and you're going to be linked up to their. No, I'll follow you and see you on Instagram if I want that link. Show me something. You take the same picture or the same thought, but give it to me in the Twitter world.
So then who is the target for this 280
fast
characters?
You're right, because I think Twitter is faster information.
Yeah, who are they looking for? Because right now, Facebook is for the mature crowd. Instagram.
We love you though. We love you, Facebook.
And
we're here.
We're all right here.
We are here. We are here
mature.
for you.
We're mature. Snapchat is for the teeny boppers, the youth. Instagram is for everybody, but I assume it's probably young kids to maybe about 40 something, and then after that people are still on Facebook doing their thing. Twitter is for that maybe still 18 to maybe 50, but more aware, more socially conscious.
Fast information.
Fast information. They want to get key points and say key things and keep it moving. So there's different demographics.
And our president.
Who is the 280 targeted towards?
However, if you can't fit your whole thought in one tweet, there's going to be at least 7 other tweets right behind it. So it's almost out of order. So maybe that's why they're doing it. Maybe that's why they're expanding the character length, because some people have a lot to say. You know what I'm talking about.
But can you imagine now people doing the multiple tweets back to back and each one is 280?
No.
So there's like a series of 7 with 280 characters in each doing the most.
Maybe this is for President Trump.
Yes.
Because we see his tweets every morning.
They're
it's
long
tweet and then it's ... and then it continues, and then sometimes there's 3 dots, sometimes there's not. Then it just keeps going. You're like, why is it tweeting 5 times? Well, it's because it's one thought a lot of times. So it's easier for us, workflow purposes, to just grab one tweet versus trying to, here's what he said, flip the tweet, here's what he said, flip the tweet.
Yeah.
Just one.
Keeps it, and it helps us because as a news organization, we can see everything on screen. We don't have to pull up multiple tweets on TV. So Christian on Facebook says, if you're stressing about 140 characters, you have your priorities out of line. And then he put a little smiley face. So again, we want you to weigh in. We want to know what you think about Twitter expanding the character count. I like that it was short and sweet. Your
less is
little
more.
Blip of information. It's out there for everyone to see. If you don't like it, just delete it. Then you could just re-edit your tweet or post another one.
Yeah, and Shirley Rogers says, mature group, excuse me, you're talking trash. Shirley, you ain't mature? I'm mature and I'm young. Like, what?
Well, just high school kids aren't on Twitter. Or excuse me, let me back up. High school kids aren't on Facebook actively. They probably have an account.
Oh yeah, I talked to my niece who's 19 about Facebook, and she's like, she has an account, and she randomly posts on there. But when I say something like, "Yeah, I sent you a message on Facebook," she's like, "Facebook."
Yeah. When I talk to my little cousins too, it's like there's this new app out there, and on Snapchat, I see them screenshotting from this other app called, and I'm going to sound real old, right? Let me just get the name of it. It's basically an anonymous like board of comments.
Is that the one we talked about?
Yes.
Where you can send secret messages to someone and they cannot
what is
that
called? So what they do is they screenshot this where it's like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful, I want to be your best friend, blah, blah, blah. And then the next anonymous note will be like, I didn't like what you were wearing today. And the next one will be like, oh, your eyes are so pretty. They'll screenshot it, post it to Snapchat, and then have comments back to the answers like, oh my gosh, whoever this is, I want to be best friends too. The next one, thank you, my eyes are, I got my eyes for my mom, blah, blah. The next one, I don't like you, and they'll like put an X through it. And it's this whole like, they're needing this attention.
Really?
But it's snapshotting that, putting it on Snapchat, and that's the only way I can see them communicate. So Facebook, too out there in the open.
So Kimberly Morgan also weighed in. My daughter's friends, they're 14. They're all about Snapchat and Instagram. So again, it's more of a generational thing. I will say on Facebook, some posts are just so long that I'm like, I don't want to click on see more. I just want to scroll past it because I'm just like, I'm not reading this. I don't need to know about your whole day.
That's too much.
You guys are convincing me to keep it to 140.
Yes.
But Megan, you would want to use the full 280?
No, not every time.
You don't tweet that much anyway.
I don't, and I've been a little rougher at it. It's really early in the morning to be tweeting, you know.
But even when you do, it's not like super wordy. Like you're not like and then
because
I went to the store.
No.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of retweets and then comments of the retweets, like, oh, this person had a good point or not. I'm trying to find Twitter's purpose right now. For me, in my
quick information.
world.
quick
I
information,
get
like
a lot of
text
my
message.
information, but for me to actually physically tweet, unless it's something purposeful, I just don't feel like it's a place for me to be like, oh, here's a picture of anything, you know,
Somebody
unless
tweet
it's
Megan.
informative.
Tweet Megan M. Tell us. Just say hey, and she'll respond.
Yeah, I'll definitely respond. I like to respond. It's like engaging in conversation. So I'm gonna get better at Twitter.
Your last tweet was earlier this morning.
'Kay.
Happy birthday, Google. For 19 years, you've answered our burning questions, which is true. We all go to Google to answer questions.
We do.
Google has answered a lot of my
Yes.
questions.
It's their
from
birthday.
Personal questions, and this is our next topic actually. So nice segue.